If your house was built after 1980 and has a chimney, then listen up. I have some things to tell you that might be helpful to look into to prevent a leak. Factory-built fireplaces are a specific type of fireplace that was very common for all homes after 1980. They started developing them as early as the 1960s, but they really took off in the 1980s. The fireplace itself is think of it more like an appliance. It's a steel box with a steel tube that goes up the chimney, and then the chimney structure is actually made of wood framing. So people don't think of chimneys as being made of wood, but if your chimney has siding on the outside of it, the interior of your chimney is a combustible wood framing. The very top of the chimney is called a chase cover. Not the chimney cap, but the actual physical top of the chimney is the chase cover. Chase covers that were installed by the builder were made on site, typically out of galvanized steel. Chase covers are supposed to have a pitch on them to shed water away from them. The builder grade ones do not. They're completely flat, and water will sit up there and puddle. Usually over 20 to 30 years, as water sits up there and puddles, it starts to rust and corrode the chase cover. At some point, the chase cover will rust through, and then when it rains, water will puddle up there, drip through, land onto the fireplace, and then leak onto the floor, and then sometimes leak into the basement. This can be a ton of water. Okay, if your chimney is like a standard size chimney, I would say the top of your chimney is about 4, maybe 5 feet wide by 2.5, 3 feet wide. So if you get a couple inches of rain that's just sitting up there and starts dripping through, it can create significant damage in your basement and on the first floor around your fireplace. We get a lot of emergency calls for leaks specifically related to chase covers. If you want to avoid this, have us do an inspection. We'll fly a drone, get a bunch of pictures, see what the top of your chimney looks like. If it's got degradation and it's older, we'll take a ton of measurements. We'll rip off the top of the chimney chase cover, and we'll install a new one that was made in a factory that's stainless steel, doesn't degrade, has proper slopes to shed water off of it, and then you'll never deal with it again. But it would be a good idea to look into this because, houses built after 1980 are all starting to get these leak issues.